So very recently, history was made in the Counter-Strike scene, and it is involving this AK-47 on your screen right here. This is the best of the best as far as case-hardened AK-47s go. You can see here, this is a StatTrak factory new pattern 661 case-hardened AK-47. Like I said, the absolute best of the best. This thing was recently even discovered to exist. Feels like a couple months ago. I think it was some point in 2024. The story's pretty crazy. We'll get into that in a second. But they discovered it and then have recently been trying to sell it. You can see here their buyout was $1.5 million. This was tweeted on April 9th of 2024, just about 2 months ago. But recently, this thing did actually sell, and we're going to be getting into what exactly this thing sold for, what exactly it means for Counter-Strike, and how it affects some of the investing markets as well, because overall this is very big, very exciting, and as I said, historic news. But first, just want to mention real quick, if you are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, maybe you don't have a case-hardened AK-47 661 StatTrak factory new, but maybe you have something else that you're trying to turn into cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. I'm buying pretty much anything and everything for the right price. So if you're looking for a safe, effective, and efficient way to cash out and also help support me, my channel, and my content at the same time, hit me up. We can probably get a deal done. With that being said, let's get right into this. So again, this is Raffle Monster. He tweeted out this a while ago. So originally, when this was found out to exist, now the story, allegedly, I don't think anyone's ever going to know the truth, but allegedly, the story is that this guy bought this thing for market price in 2014 or 2015, meaning that somebody else unboxed it or actually, traded up for it or however they got it or whatever. Let's look back to prices. So in 2014, market prices were like $30. In 2015, market prices were like $50. So he bought this for somewhere between $20 and $50, allegedly, and then had it for, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years or whatever, without exactly knowing what he even owned, and then until very, very recently realized that he actually had a StatTrak factory new 661 case hardened AK. Like, I'm sure he knew he had a blue gem. I'm sure he knew he had a very cool AK, but I don't think he knew just exactly what he had. But again, that's the story. Again, I don't know if we'll ever know the truth or whatever, but that's a story that people are going with right now. Then eventually he found out just how much this thing, what he owned and just how much it was worth, and then he has been trying to sell it. Now, he was going through, people, I believe it was like Zipple and Raffle Monster that were trying to sell this thing for him. Originally, they had their buyout price set at $2 million. Now, a lot of people said, hey, $2 million probably a little bit too much. Some people value this thing close to $1 million. Some people said, hey, 1.5. Some people had every number in between 2 million and 1 million. But there weren't very many people saying that this thing was worth less than $1 million. But we had never had a single Counter-Strike item sell for $1 million or above just yet. So even though theoretically this thing could be worth $1 million, and people had also talked about the blue gem Karambit being worth upwards of $1 million, and people still, I think, do believe that that's probably the most expensive skin in the game, even more expensive than this AK. There was this theoretical $1 million plus price tag on this AK here. Until it actually sold, we were never going to know for sure. But obviously that's what takes us to very recently, within the last couple days, where Raffle Monster tweeted out sold. Now, he did follow up and clarify here that he is not at the liberty to disclose the buyer or the exact amount, but what he can say is that $1 million offers were rejected multiple times. Make your own conclusions, which is obviously them teasing at an above $1 million price tag. Now, again, we know their buyout was $1.5 million. Did they probably get their buyout? I don't know, probably not, but we do know, hey, that this price, or we can be fairly certain and confident that this price was between $1 million and $1.5 million, which is insane. It does suck a little bit that we do not know the exact amount, and it does suck a little bit that we do not know the buyer at this time. Now, will we find out the buyer and price eventually one day? I do believe so. I've watched some other videos and seen some other people talk about this where, Jesus said we probably won't ever know, and guys like Arrow saying, hey, we probably will find out very soon, because again, if you bought something for $1 million, eventually you're going to talk about it. Eventually you're going to want to show it off. Eventually you're going to want to brag about it or whatever, and eventually it might change hands again, so we'll have to wait and see. But now that this item is out there and is changing hands in the market, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens from here. But again, I do think that it is very, very good news for the CS markets that there is enough trust, that there is enough confidence, and there is enough establishment in the Counter-Strike markets that we can now have items sell for $1 million plus, which is absolutely insane, obviously. But this also could get more eyeballs and media coverage and press and people talking about Counter-Strike items and be a newsworthy story that I think would overall be good for all of the items in all the markets. This could get a new wave of case openings and trade-ups going. This could just get people returning to the game, checking out their own inventories, wanting to play the game, wanting to buy skins of their own because they see how cool and how interesting the Counter-Strike markets and Counter-Strike skins can be. I don't know for sure. We'll have to wait and see. But yes, apparently this AK did sell for upwards of $1 million. Now, this is kind of a funny coincidence because also on this same day, streamer Trainwreck was going to be doing an $85,000 CS2 case opening. Apparently he did finish that, and he didn't end up getting this AK obviously, but he did get some really cool stuff in here. He got a stat track gut knife blue steel. He got a stat track karambit crimson web, a karambit stain minimal wear, a flip knife scorch field tested. He got some AK-47 case hardened, obviously pattern ID 767, 12, 519, 720, etc. He got an op lightning strike. He got 4 times non-stat tracked for some of these skins. Here's some of the pictures from MVP Haas, who's tweeting out all this. He said he didn't end up finishing it, but obviously there's some very, very cool stuff in here. But people were saying, hey, was the buyer worried about Trainwrecks, pulling one of these AKs or whatever? Now, hey, many people are saying, hey, that's probably not true because $1 million plus sale takes time. It's not like they saw Trainwrecks tweet this out, then had to hurry up and sell it because that wouldn't even make logistical sense. But it was kind of funny, the coincidental timing of all this. Did Trainwrecks know about this? Did he get whispers of this? I don't know. But it was pretty crazy. But no, Trainwrecks did not unbox this. So for now, just a single one of these AK pattern 661 stat track factory new does exist. But obviously there's going to be plenty more people going for it now, I'm sure. But it was very interesting and funny to see that this thing happened on the same day. But again, that's just another good thing, getting people talking and getting people doing some cool stuff in the community. Here's Arrow tweeting out this one of one AK just sold for over $1 million, the largest sale in Counter-Strike history. We don't know the exact price yet. In 1 in 24 million chance to unbox another. There's a very cool picture of it. We also have Osni, who tweeted out some more pictures of it. I thought this was a very sick screenshot, just showing off just how blue and just how sick this AK-47 is. Looks very, very cool. Again, there's the screenshots of it being sold and whatever. But also, obviously, how this affects the markets, I think, is interesting as well. Now, here's the AK-47 case hardened itself. We can see it started to have a little bit of a bump. But overall, this thing's up 27% in the past month. This is the AK-47 case hardened factory new. Here, I didn't mean to cover up the graph with my head. You can see here we are now up 27% of the month, having a little bump towards here at the end. But of course, this is also going to affect the cases because the AK-47 case hardened is currently only found in the CSGO weapon case. So I did want to take a look at what that has been doing, and you can see here this has had obviously a nice little bump as well, with the CSGO weapon case being up almost 12% just in the past month. Now, obviously, this case is $102. This is Steam community market prices. You can get it cheaper on third-party marketplaces, but whatever. And of course, this is going to affect the trade-ups as well. So obviously, from the CSGO weapon case, doing trade-ups, the items directly below the AK-47 case hardened is going to be stuff like the Glock 18 Dragon Tattoo, the M4A1S Dark Water, and the USPS Dark Water. But it's also going to affect the other skins in the CSGO weapon case as well that are traded up into those. So that could be an alternate investment opportunity to keep an eye out for some of these. But yes, very, very crazy and historic news going on in the Counter-Strike community right now. Again, it seems like right now in 2024, in the Counter-Strike world, we're kind of trading off and alternating between good news, bad news, good news, bad news, good news, bad news. And recently, obviously, this seems like some good news to me. I think it's an overall net positive for the Counter-Strike markets, even if you're not somebody who directly owns a CSGO weapon case or an AK case hardened or whatever. I think good news and more publicity, more eyeballs, and getting people talking in a positive way about Counter-Strike and Counter-Strike skins is going to be a big deal. And obviously, I think this is going to be a big news story. And like I said, this is a historic day for the Counter-Strike markets, and very cool to just kind of witness. So yeah, I don't know. Pretty much it was this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.